we've got Charlotte and Asuka. This was an impromptu match for the Smackdown Women's Championship. This match should have taken place at WrestleMania. According to The Observer, the decision to do the title change was made earlier that same day. The original plan was for Mandy Rose to win the Fatal 4-Way that they had announced. It was going to be Mandy, Sonya, Carmella, and Naomi, who's been very vocal on Twitter of late, probably much to her detriment. And Mandy was going to win that match and wrestle Asuka again at WrestleMania. They had already wrestled at Fastlane. Asuka won that match, and Asuka likely would have beaten her again at WrestleMania to retain the championship. That would have been very weird because, again, they just did that match. So unless they were going to do a title change and put the belt on Mandy, I don't see the purpose in doing that. Yeah, but they have already a lot of matches planned. Maybe that went into it. They want to try to consolidate things. And so the decision was made to take the title off of Asuka. Now, before I talk about the title change and all that, kind of lost in all that noise is the fact that these two went out and had a very good match, much like the match they had last year at WrestleMania. Charlotte hit a Spanish fly off the top rope for a near fall. Asuka put her in a triangle. Charlotte muscled her up into a powerbomb for another near fall. Asuka lock attempt countered into the figure 8 for the tap out. It's WrestleMania 34 all over again. Charlotte wins her 8th championship. This was a very good match. Much as I despise what they have done with Asuka, it truly is vile and disgusting what they have done with Asuka. Just since winning the championship, let alone since the Royal Rumble. She beat Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch is headlining at WrestleMania. What's Asuka doing? Toiling in the Battle Royal. Probably not even winning it. I think it's disgusting what they have done. Despite that, despite my feelings on that, Charlotte getting a random title match fits the narrative of her being handed everything, right? She was gifted a spot in the main event of WrestleMania. She was gifted a title match here on this show. Meanwhile, Becky has to scratch and claw and fight for everything. That's the story. That's the story that they're telling. And Charlotte is now the first to ever be an 8-time women's champion in WWE. She's halfway to her father's record. Think about that. She's already halfway home. She's only the second woman, though, to be an overall 8-time champion in WWE. Trish Stratus was the first. Let's not forget, besides being a 7-time women's champion and being able to retire as the women's champion, Trish is also a former hardcore champion. So that makes 8 total for her. So Charlotte still has some work to do on that. Could they insert Asuka into the main event of WrestleMania and make it a fatal 4-way? Yes. Will they? No. Now, she does have a submission win. I would hope they don't forget this. She has not just a win, a submission win. Becky didn't pass out. She tapped out at the Royal Rumble to Asuka. That could be an angle to pursue if they wanted to get her into the match at WrestleMania. But, I didn't even want this to be a triple threat match. I wanted this to be one-on-one. You think I want a fatal 4-way? This has turned into such a mess. And, Asuka is officially relegated to the Battle Royal. She is on Battle Royal duty at WrestleMania, probably being eliminated, if we're being honest, at the very end by Lacey fucking Evans. So now all the attention shifts over to the main event of WrestleMania. Raw Women's Championship is on the line. Ronda Rousey defends against Charlotte. She defends against Becky Lynch. There's a lot of rumors now that this is going to turn into a winner-take-all scenario, or some kind of a title unification at WrestleMania. The only thing we know is that nobody knows. So whatever you've read, whatever you've heard, whatever I talk about here, this is all rumor and speculation. Nobody will know until they go on the air tomorrow night on Raw what they are going to do with the titles. So let me just say that first and foremost. We don't even know yet if the Smackdown Women's Championship is going to be on the line. But if this rumor is true, it will be. If they want the 4 Horsewomen celebration, with all the women holding up titles to end the show, I can see it being a case where if Becky pins Ronda, for example, or makes her tap, she wins the Raw Women's title, but Charlotte gets to keep the SmackDown Women's title because she wasn't beaten directly for it. That way, Charlotte maybe, grudgingly when the match is over, out of respect, stays in the ring and holds up her title. Becky holds up her title. Sasha and Bayley, after retaining, come down and hold up their tag team titles. And you get the big photo op. Yes, I can see that happening. I think that might even be likely. I think that would take some of the shine off of Becky. She should have the celebration for herself. It's been her story. There's been no involvement with any of the other horsewomen. This is not a horsewomen story. It's a Becky Lynch story. It should be Becky Lynch, if she wins, in the ring celebrating with the big pyro celebration. Not with Charlotte, not with Bayley, not with Sasha. But I could see them wanting to do that. But here's the thing. Everyone's throwing around this winner-take-all terminology here, right? That's not winner-take-all. I don't know why people are calling that winner-take-all. Winner-take-all means exactly what it says. Whoever wins the match, regardless of who gets pinned or who submits, that person wins all the gold. That would be winner-take-all. Which means no horsewomen photo op there at the end with everybody holding up belts. You can still do a photo op, but only one person would have both the Raw and the Smackdown Women's belt. Charlotte would be empty-handed if it were true winner-take-all rules. But I really don't think they need to be unifying anything if they're probably just going to split it again before SmackDown moves to Fox. Because you know damn well they're not sending SmackDown to Fox without having its own champion. I would just have Becky win the Raw title and keep her and Charlotte apart on separate brands with their own belts. Let Charlotte defend on SmackDown, let Becky defend on Raw. I don't see the need for there to be a unification.